described as the crystal city. And it speaks about the doors of the city and the temple and the angels' names on the door. When he speaks about the angels, he's talking about the 24 elders. We know what he's talking about. And the masters. He spoke about it many times, but I don't want to go through the whole thing at this late hour, but everything he said in them writings was true. And it can be found right here in the scriptures. He just knew that a man would come who would be able to explain it. Many men came between me and him, but couldn't explain it. They couldn't take the teachings back to the scriptures and make it confirm itself. Because he said a Muslim is all wise, right, and exact. No hypothesis and approximation no more. All fact. So when the Arab world looks at it, I can say this is what he's talking about. When he said Allah came to personage, he knew what he was talking about. Allah put his spirit into man, and man became a living soul. What did Allah said about Asia? You are the original man. You are Allah, supreme being, the black man of Asia. He didn't only mean Master Prophet Muhammad. He meant Master Prophet Muhammad was the supreme being. All of y'all were divine beings. All of y'all were Allah. But Master Prophet Muhammad to him was the supreme being, the most intelligent, most all-wise man in his time. He said, but of course the Sunnis want to interpret it and misinterpret it and make him look like he's blaspheming because they didn't understand what he was saying. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't understand the teaching, so they turned it around. There's a difference between being a being and a supreme being. He said, Master Prophet Muhammad came into the personage of Allah. You understand that? Yes. Christians accepted Jesus Christ as God in the personage these same people call Honorable Elijah name when he says the same thing.
The reason I mention it is because on Friday, they had a 2-hour program on Channel 5 on UFO. And they are calling for a congressional investigation because the government has kept the public in the dark about the existence of UFOs. So that was my question.
You're right on it, too. That's exactly what's happening. Those UFOs are your brothers coming for you.
Right. The second part of the question, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that the creation of Adam and Eve was actually the creation of the Caucasian. Although Adam and Eve were black, they were the beginning of the creation of the Caucasian, and that we had been here for thousands and thousands of years.
Even they said trillions of years.
Trillions of
before
years.
The white man. That's right.
Trillions of years. And that recently the archaeologists have discovered bones and fossils and tools and cups and plates dating back 10,000 years right here in the Americas,
right.
And 10,000 years in Egypt, in Africa,
right.
And other places. And the archaeologists and the anthropologists have found the fossils that they call Lucy that dates back 4.5 million years.
That's right. And the thing about that is, when Elijah Muhammad said Adam and Eve was the white race, remember, whenever you ask a white man, how old is the earth in the Christian preacher, he says 4,004 years old.
Right.
If you go back from Jesus 4,004 years old, you go back to the birth of Canaan. Exactly. So Canaan was there, Adam and Eve. You see? Because they're basing that on Bible time.
I want to ask just one more question, that's all, and that's about predestination in Islam. I never got a real clear understanding, but I read this hadith, and it said, this man came to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, if a man is already wrote down on his deeds what he's going to do and where he's going to go, then what good would it do to do deeds? And Muhammad told him, because your deeds, a man that's destined to go to hell would do the deeds of a man destined to go to hell to be entered therein, and a man destined to go to Jannah would do the deeds of a man destined to go to Jannah to be entered therein. I want to know if you got some more information about that.
That to me sounds like a false hadith. The reason why I say that is because Allah says predestination of all things, khayri wa shari, good and wicked, are in His country. See, the one they don't understand is the word Qadara. Qadara. Qadri is also used when we say Laylatul Qadri. You see that? The night of, and they say this means power. It doesn't mean power. It's right under that word F-A-T-E. Fate. Not fate. Fate. The word is fate. The devil calls it karma. K-A-N-A-R. Karma. It says the negative karma or the positive karma. Out of that cousin, not karma. It means fate. When Allah says, khayrihi wa sharihi, and He says the wicked and evil is in the country, it means that fate Now, predestination is in the hands of faith. You understand? There is a right way to walk. So people get where they're going even if they live. So faith has it that man can get from one place to the next. So there is a law on how he should walk, right? People who are deformed live, but they still get where they're going. They slow. Allah says, it is destined that you left him, and unto him you will return. So it's in every man's faith that he should return to Allah. But he also says, I've also put in the midst of you Shaitan, the devil. And if you listen to him, he will alter your faith. Your faith is to be back with Allah. You see what I'm saying? But if you listen to the devil, he can alter that faith. And you'll go towards the shari and not the khayr. You'll go from the good to the evil. That's what it is. Predestination. That is faith, the path to Allah. And to get back to the bosom of Allah is every man's faith. But there's a price you have to pay to do that. And that price is surrendering. You see? That's where Sallallahu comes in. That price is surrendering to Allah. And if you surrender to Allah, you'll be in peace and be classified amongst the faithful and be on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Right?
Verses 1 through 5 start to follow from Holy Quran chapter, Separation of Cells. Now the 96th, originally the first chapter, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Translation by Sayyid Isa al-Hadid, and it reads as follows: In all things with the illustrious names of Allah, He of the most merciful. O seal of the prophets of Allah, Muhammad, by the supreme sovereignty of your sustainer and creator, you are being ordered to create, by beginning with the name of your illustrious sustainer, who created all things. He, Allah, created all human beings of a separating self. So read, because your sustainer, Allah, is most generous. He uses the quill to teach. He, Allah, taught human beings what they would have never known.